Try to get a win on the board. And then snowball that into a reverse sweep. The odds certainly stacked against them. But anything's possible. We just had quad DPS, 166, and they got a victory.
Certainly true.
Anything at this point is still in the cards.
Still waiting for the good old 6 support comp. Wait until they make all the supports tanky like Brigitte. It could happen.
Waiting for somebody to, you know, legitimately try running Symmetra rather than just as a setup tool.
You know, I would like to see it.
It would be neat.
Actually, no, I take that back. I don't want to see it.
If it played well, I would be very intrigued.
Well, look at this. On's on the attacking Widow as predicted earlier. Probably just going to be, you know, scout out from Illicit. Then he attempts to get the pick. If he gets an opening kill, then they continue. If not, then it's a swap, right? That's the idea with this. Worked well when he dueled Climax, actually, previously.
It's moving forward again, but looks like On's. Yep, okay. On's going to be going over for the Zarya.
Yeah, they see.
Okay, wait.
This is a little bit.
Hold
indecisive.
the horses here.
A little bit indecisive.
Yours and mine will be held. Widow Pharah will be coming out.
So will this push, at least for the time being as well.
Yeah, it's probably going to be held off for a little bit here. Unless On's going to come up with some massive shots. Illicit has made his way over into the back here. Orbs coming through from Undyne, trying to pick him off. Knock him out of the sky so far, going to be unable to do so. Need a little bit more follow-up to take him down. Edging his way in onto the point now, wrapping around the back. Evo going forward, gets a bit of damage there onto Ons, but he is going to be fine. Mega Pack has to be picked up, and Evo will be able to leap back in here to safety.
Not a ton of ult charge built here for MVP space on this defense, and Illicit is getting closer and closer to that barrage. On still uncontested.
Moving over here to the side, body shot there onto Evo.
Evo just not being very successful at harassing, unfortunately.
Yeah, needs to get a lot more damage in. Playing too much Zarya. There we go. Now he's gotten warmed up. I was going to say, he's not used to playing Widow at this point, but does take down Undyne. Crucial person to take out as he gets closer and closer towards that Transcendence.
You would
Nice
think
shot
that
on a fuse as well.
this could lead into a cap. I mean, Barrage is out. Bianca is not going to live through this.
Yeah, Barrage comes down. Bianca will get popped out. Illicit, however, going to die. But Sia is yacking off the side of the map, and now Evo is going to be gone. This should be a transition here into a cap.
Rally commitment.
Okay, will be used by Tuba. Interesting. Yaki going to be swapping over to the Tracer. Hughes
I mean,
bouncing his way back. Tuba is still alive in onto the point. The shield's going to be coming up. They're trying to keep him alive. Barrier going to be broken. Undyne rejoins, takes out Swoop. Can they actually hold this off?
Hey.
Now it's going to be the Nano in onto the Pharah. Not the setup for the barrage here, but just desperation, trying to keep Illicit alive. And actually, MVP Space make their way back over and regain control. No tick even gained!
Tuba carried this fight. He understood Regina's self-sustain, the rally there, the knockoff on to Sia, and he bought so much time.
Okay, but they're back in. Ons open things up. Taken down by Bianca, but Illicit comes forward, finds Yaki, the Primal Rage from Mineral, gets rid of Tuba. The crucial member going to be gone. Bianca making his way back over. Does have that self-destruct. Evo jumping around with his own Primal Rage, trying to find a kill, and Swoon will get stomped. MVP looking pretty darn good. Cap starts coming in. They will go ahead and dump the mech, looking for the pick, and that's going to be Illicit going down, and Bianca makes it back into the mech with a sliver of HP remaining. Now the knockout there onto Sia. Mineral going to be gone. The Rocket's taking him down. Bianca, how long can this man survive?
No single tick.
Seems like that's going to be it still. No ticks for BlossoM MVP Space. This has been one of the best defenses that I have ever seen.
And it's a lot of indecision from BlossoM. No proper target selection. Great play by Tuba to get the knockoff there. They are decisive as hell when that opens up. They send everyone in. They put the Tracer there to get back onto the point faster. And MVP Space is able to deflect everything. And again, just like Hollywood, it's only with 40 seconds left they make the comp switch, and it's too late.
Bianca going low, the Transcendence is there. Undyne will top that mech back up. Mineral getting stumped, the Zarya bubble comes through. Evo takes a lot of damage here into the front line. BlossoM swaps back over for that 3-3. Yaki going to be looking for a target for this Pulse Bomb. Fuse the first one to be eliminated on the side of MVP Space. Bianca now going to get knocked out. Pulse in, tries to find the stick. Defense Matrix comes up to deny that one away, and now Evo is going to get dropped. On's falling low, armor pack comes in, Illicit topping him back up. Now the tick comes through. BlossoM, they should be able to get this cap here on the A, onto A, I think.
Tuba denied from the rally, denied this time.
Yeah, gonna get locked down. Does not pop the rally, holds on to it this time around. The cap will come through for BlossoM, but no additional time, just the standard 4 minutes as they get it no T.
Okay, but they have a good amount of ultimates here to actually look for a potential double cap, so MVP Space cannot rest yet. The rally's going to be used in that fight as more of a healing ultimate, as Bianca's just trying to slow this down for Fuse and Undyne to get those support ultimates.
Drop down onto the low ground, going to be wrapping around the left-hand side. Bianca goes low, top back up. Rally is out. Undyne especially going to be soaking up all that armor, feeling pretty good about it. Bubble going to get popped. Graviton Surge coming through, locking him down. Tuba going to get dropped. No additional kills to be found yet. They need more. Go up into the air, rejoining here. Has that Primal Rage ready to go. Could get some knockoffs. They're in a prime position for that to happen. That's going to be one. That's going to be two. Evo, how many more can the man get? BlossoM back themselves up against a wall. And Evo sends them flying over the side.
And this all goes back to the block out there from Bianca. He blocked them from entering the center. They needed to get in before the Transcendence was going to be ready for Undyne, so they desperately went to the left because they knew it would take way too long to take the right approach. So Bianca sets all of this up, and then basically Evo smashes the ball right into the court, man. I mean, knocks them off the side.
Oh, man, that was just...
BlossoM has, again...
That's a dream for a Winston player.
They have the ult advantage again, but a little bit disjointed here. Evo on the wrong side for MVP Space.
Shatter coming down. Mineral not going to be finding anything there. Bianca will still get popped out of the mech, but Illicit will get dropped. Transcendence now going to be coming through. Mineral going to fall. And this is just going to be cleanup time here for MVP. As they get a nice little stagger again on the Sia, who is back alone on the point.
Yeah, really not ideal, shall we say. Bianca,
he watches it.
Yeah.
She crashes against a rock.
Taps him so he gets the kill, you know, just for his stats padding. BlossoM's gonna have double support ultimates here versus none for MVP Space, and they have the grab, if used correctly, can really turn this into a one fight and a capture on B. But look at how MVP Space is positioned again. They're looking for the big collapse. Yaki looking for the from the sky grab potentially. Here it comes.
Lower left again. Grab going to be held for the moment. Find that opportunity. Throws that one down. Locks them all up here onto the back corner. Soon going to use that Transcendence. Tries to keep everybody alive. Dotori as well does have the sound barrier. The chain in on the back end of this. We'll go ahead and slam it down. Took him a little bit longer there than he would have liked, but does keep Swoon alive and in the fight. Bianca's going to be throwing down that self-destruct looking for a pick, but Mineral has the shield up, will not get anything, but Evo is able to go forward. Takes down the Zenyatta. BlossoM, they're not really sure where they should be. They're completely split apart here on getting booped back over onto the point. Illicit has come up with one there onto Undyne. Fuse gets dropped. Evo going to be spamming away, but no one's on the point. Everybody else has been disconnected here from the rest of their squad, and it's just going to be another cleanup. One more push, basically, to come through. Evo, can he get another bubble block on a Shatter?
I want to say, I mean, well, that is one way they can just win this defense right away, but it's not even really a push. It's half a push. They don't have support ultimates. They won't have them. MVP Space has the answers. Those support ultimates will guarantee Yaki a Graviton Surge. BlossoM is just not going to have that. Their best bet is a massive Shatter or a charge kill from Mineral to open up this point. If they don't get those, there's just no way they're going to get this fight win. They're going to circumvent MVP Space.
Yeah, it's the same approach yet again. Evo going to be dropping down. He blocked it once. Bubble's going to come out first. Illicit going to be taken down. Now Swoon to the Dotori. Mineral won't even get an opportunity to use the Shatter this time, let alone have it blocked by a Winston. Push forward, clean up here as Ons goes down. 8 seconds remaining. Can anyone tag? I want to say no.
Don't think so.
Well, see ya. See. Okay, see us here.
Well, this could be nice if he can kill Fuse. If he can kill Fuse.
I don't think he can.
I don't think so, but
because Fuse is just going to disconnect, goes back, rejoins with the rest of the squad. They're all pushing forward. The Shatter has been used. Grab going to be coming through, locks him up here onto the bridge, looking for the kill. Transcendence is going to be out. Swoon keeps them alive. They do lose out on Illicit. Sound barriers in. Dotori 30%, 25% away from his own. Fuse comes up with the kill on a Mineral. Now Swoon going down. On's taken out. Sia and Dotori back over onto the point here. They actually get nearly 2 ticks. Self-destruct will come through. Not going to find the pickoff. It's just going to be cleanup time here as Dotori desperately tries to hope that they're going to move off the point so he can get the second tick, but it's not going to happen.
Very good crisis management from BlossoM, actually, all things considered there on that final
I'm surprised that they got that close to having 2 ticks.
Yeah, Sia making sure he was ready to get the flanking tag on to look for that follow-up fight. They had the Transcendence ready for the grab that was placed by Yaki. If they didn't lose Illicit, like if that transfer was a little bit faster, maybe they actually could get completion there. It was a very close call. Either way, it's really cool to see MVP Space with this very systematic approach to shutting down these pushes where they're split all across the high ground in an arc with one member on the low ground, usually the Zenyatta player, one member on the low ground who is spotting out if they're taking a different approach so that obviously they have time to react and go to the right side as the case might be. So otherwise, just really good focus fire, good call outs on who to focus down after that jump comes through. And Evo has always been a very good dive Winston when it comes to taking these aggressive fights and looking for picks. And Seven was so good at single target kills as well. So it feels like we're channeling a little bit of that old Seven here with how he's coming in and getting so many stomp kills, kind of leading things here. Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing. It feels like old Seven, not you know, recent Seven from Season 2
Season
and
1
then,
Seven,
you know, from Trials. Like, this was Evo when we were talking about up as one of the best Winstons in Korea after the departure of, you know, all the players going over to Overwatch League and whatnot. Yeah, this kind of harkens back. He suffered a lot in Season 2 of Contenders and in Trials. Seven did not qualify for this tournament, as I'm sure you all know. Evo joined this roster, and now he does look, you know, it looks like he's gotten his old mojo back.
And now he's back at home playing with Tuba on the Sombra in a dive composition. This is exactly what he likes to play. Now Ons can
doing exactly what he likes to play.
Yeah, if Ons can get a single kill on these squishy members, I don't know if you saw Yaki sneak around. I don't think so. But if he can get a single kill, then it shuts down the push. But otherwise, he's got to be careful when the collapse comes through.
Yeah, Yaki has made his way over onto the point. Illicit, trying to gate him out. Throwing down these traps and bombs.
They know where he is, and he's attempting to draw their attention away, but they're not falling for it. They're not taking the bait.
Yeah, jump's going to be coming through. Evo finds Illicit, takes him out. Fuse going to be traded. Girl comes up with that. Evo taken down from above by Ons. Very nice snipe coming through. Make your way in onto the point. MVP Space nearly gaining 2 ticks here on this first real attack. Ons going to be postured into the back, getting jumped on. A lot of damage coming in from Tuba, but cannot get that finishing blow there onto the Widowmaker.
They've won the fight. They need to control the point now. Ons is just wishing we were in a different meta.
I mean, it's working out so far right now. And he's like, okay, where'd that Diva go? He's popping in for sight just to spot her out. Bianca is going to get tagged up and taken down.
And I feel when you use that ult to kill a baby Diva. Well, you know,
he can build another one very quickly.
MVP Space is trying to use this old school strat that Arrow and Decay did, where you try to draw the attention to the Tracer on the point, then dive through. But BlossoM dealt with it so well. They were not baited. They did not fall for it at all. They love to play this Widow Junkrat style, so they're so used to dealing with that. And Yaki's going to try it again. He sneaks her on the right side. He's going to touch onto the point and hope he pulls the attention, but no one's even looking at him. You know, I mean, he's just not getting the attention. They
caught him in the middle of the trap for the dive. Push up, Ons going low. Healing him back up, and Tuba comes around the side, takes him down.
This is a bigger threat. This is an EMP.
Yeah, drops it in. Yaki now going to be pushing up in. Has that pulse bomb ready to go. Holding it here for the moment. Falls down to 12 HP. Gets the recall up. Prince's going to be used by Swoon. Stick comes in. Tori going to be eliminated. BlossoM still maintaining control here for the moment, but MVP Space to get so darn close. 96.9% to getting this cap. Yaki's going to be gone. Not quite sure what happened there. Bomb thrown into the back. But now going to be eliminated. The DPS member is going to be gone. Tire coming through from the side, looking to hound down the Lucio. Runs it through, and that's going to be Fuse taken out.
MVP Space uncharacteristically panicking here. This was never going to be a one fight off of that self-destruct that Bianca tossed out. The attempt to back cap, draw the attention away, is completely ignored by BlossoM. They shut down the EMP fight there by eliminating Evo first, as he was out of range of the rest of his support teammates. Now MVP Space is switching over to the Genji. They've only got 65 seconds here, so it's going to have to be one of those moments where Tuba gets the dash resets, pops off, just like we saw on Hollywood.
Dive up here onto the top again, having a little bit of deja vu. Ons, however, this time not going to get taken down by a Sombra. Still going to be sniping out. Sailing off the side of the map. With that grapple hook, good reaction from him, but 10 HP remaining as he goes back in onto the point. Undyne is there with the right clicks to finish him off. Hughes going to get taken down. Illicit able to answer one back. But BlossoM do lose out on their Widow. They lose out on that main tank, and Yaki's applying pressure here from the side. Drops down onto the low ground too, but just going to be spamming away. Gets a pop out there. Takes out Sia. Dash through. Now straight in on top of the Junk and the Ana. They don't stand a chance. The cap will come in with 20 seconds just about remaining. MVP Space, plenty of ultimates to try to get this snowball. 63.9% is what BlossoM had established.
They need to put Illicit on that Brigida. They do. This is going to be the answer to the follow-up Blade attempt from MVP Space. Even a single tick is massive for MVP Space with this next attack, because that can allow them to much easier take the fight when they swap to the 3-3 coming up here in just a moment. Sleep Dart can be another way to shut this down. But here comes Yaki trying to draw the attention away. They get Sia.
The pulse. He can get the pulse bomb there onto Illicit. Get rid of that Brigida. That would be huge for Tuba's setup here. Gonna find out Coalescence used by Undyne for now. He's gonna be poking him out, trying to keep teammates topped up. Into the back, Pulse gonna find the stick again onto Dotori. Armor be damned, that's not gonna save his life. Undyne will be exchanged. Sound barrier out from MVP Space. The Dragon Blade's still gonna be held. Dash forward,
killing the Brigida.
On top of the Brigida. Looks for that swipe, can't quite finish him off too, but getting tagged up, taken down. Boom comes up for the kill. They make their way about halfway to that first tick, but they cannot get it over the board here. MVP Space held off. Do we see some swaps?
I think so. Killing the Brigida would have been a way to open that point up, but BlossoM just knew everything they needed to do position-wise to prevent that from happening. Yaki holds the Tracer here, but I think he should swap over to the Zarya. Yeah, he was probably still just running back to spawn, but BlossoM has ult advantage now, so this is a real world in which they can hold. Well, I don't know what happened there. Probably a right click at range.
Yeah, takes him out, but will be able to respawn before the hard commit really comes through from MVP Space.
Certainly true, and they should be fine against this first push.
There's just going to be some extra little percentage here built up for Undyne towards that Transcendence. Evo going to get locked up here, has the primal range, will pop it, just trying to gate them off. Can he get that break off the side of the map again? Nearly does it, but will have to go ahead and kite back. Wiping away. Graviton Surge coming down, locking up to bomb into the front. That's going to be Yaki going down to, but taken out shortly after. And MVP Space will be held at bay. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. BlossoM, can they pull off this defense?
It looks very likely. You know, at this point, they have shut down multiple different types of pushes from MVP Space. They still hold ult advantage, and MVP Space is making some small mistakes here and there. Evo's commitment to try to kill Illicit, you can understand Illicit keeps staying in that position. Sure, maybe get the knockoff kill there, but when it doesn't work, you've committed 2 ultimates to that. You don't build your Zarya ult because Yaki couldn't commit into the fight. It's very much a forgiving position here for BlossoM, even though they didn't even get completion here. They've got such a nice setup now against the late swapping heroes of MVP Space. You can see even they get all the way in, but they don't have anything to commit here. This is just an eco push.
Yeah, they don't have that much time to really build with those. Swoon getting tagged up. Gets topped up here by Dotori, who nearly has this nano online. Evo going to be the first one to get dropped. Bomb comes back down. Will not find a pick. Sia going to get knocked out of the mech, but all of MVP Space still going to be gated back here towards the main entrance as they try to stay alive.
Just getting really halted by the fact they don't have tools to collapse, and BlossoM played so smart. They didn't go to meet MVP straight up on the high ground there, knowing they had ult advantage to try to win that fight with the Transcendence, because they know there's no grab. They're not going to even feed as much charge over to MVP Space by fighting them head on. They just backed off and forced MVP to reset without building that important grab. They're very close to it, but it's not ready yet. Swoon's got the answer.
Same approach yet again. Drop down. Evo still a very long ways away from having that shatter up. Transcendence going to be coming down on. It's going to be the first one eliminated here. Yaki's still going to be holding on to that Graviton Surge. Could be the turning point here in the fight. Sound barrier out from Fuse. I'll be keeping them all locked up here. Listen, will get taken out. Grab still now going to be thrown down. Locks up Mineral with the primal range. Makes him a very easy target. Same for Schröder here. All on his lonesome versus the high energy Zarya will get taken down. Points still not really gaining any percentage yet for the side of MVP Space, but they're coming up with the kills regularly here. Mineral is now the only one alive, trying to make his way back over here. He's killed before he can enter, and they will get it. One fell swoop, one final fight with the ults up. MVP, they take Hanamura.
They take the series with it. It was a very close call for them on that map. Might have opened up a world for BlossoM to get the reverse sweep. But in that last fight, MVP Space is just able to commit better. Their targeting comes through. They commit the Transcendence and kill, I believe it was Illicit who died first in that fight. They kill him before the Transcendence goes off for BlossoM, because BlossoM is trying to play it safer, trying to hold it longer. If the timing was a little bit better there, then, you know, we do see the grab come through later. And MVP Space used too many tools there, right? And they have a much better shot at holding, but it's that first initial pick, the greed we saw coming out from Swoon that actually cost them big. So Series is not over yet. We will still play that final escort map. But for BlossoM, you know, no points on the board yet still, and in their closest chance so far in this tournament from really taking a tough point here, having a good defense there on A, buying a ton of time, and just falling short in the end.
Yeah, I mean, they couldn't recreate what they did versus O2. You think back to that, Hanamura, that was a draw. Were able to execute that defense, make sure that they didn't give over the point in the end. They held them off. They get so very close to replicating that here to get that win on the board, but it does not happen in the end. MVP. See if there's going to be any swaps coming through. Evo is standing up.
Yeah.
So could be Oberon coming back in.
Certainly could be.
That's what we saw from them in their series versus WGS. Just have Oberon back through for that final map. That was on Route 66. So let's see if the map is going to change their plans at all.
This is the new coach that you see center here with the pad of paper. He's got big shoes to fill, replacing 815, who moved into London Spitfire. And he is taking every map with the utmost seriousness. They want the +4 here, Achilios. They're strongly trying to make sure they have every point possible to have their highest finish ever. You know, if they get top 3 here, it'll be their highest finish ever in an Overwatch tournament, in their 7th here in Korea. So, you know, every point really matters when you're trying to actually make a case for these players to go to Overwatch League, right? And to make a case for your org to finally say they're strong in Overwatch.
That block was so good from Evo. Bubble in from behind to deny that shatter. Perfectly done. Hans had some great moments on the Widowmaker.
Certainly, that was one of them.
Yeah, I mean, the 4-0, as you're talking about, that gives them that first place finish here at the end of week 2. So would have bumped them up above Runaway, who I think is at the moment at +6. MVP come into this at +4. So could take themselves to 8, or they could end up tying Runaway. So if BlossoM can take this final map.
For BlossoM, I think that tonight has been pretty successful in terms of shutting down the weird stuff MVP Space has been running, the more dive-oriented styles. Their ability to run ons on the Widowmaker and then force MVP Space to dive and react well to that dive. The decision-making and the strategic depth we're seeing from this roster is actually quite high tonight, and they're showing us things they never showed us in Season 2 or Season 1, where they were just so reliant on Ons' Widow, and they did well on maps where he could pop off, and on maps he could not. They did poorly, but they're running him in different ways now. They're swapping him in and out for Lip. They're running the McCree. More depth than we've ever seen from BlossoM, ever. And maybe Dorado is the map where they could take that win, force MVP Space to tie with Runaway at the end of week 2, as you say, and to put that valuable point on the board. You're really fighting to beat 2 of the bottom teams, get that #4 spot, and avoid relegation for the first time, get into playoffs.
Well, we'll see if they're able to do it. Dorado going to be the map selection. No swaps on either side. Ons still going to be in the mix, which means that we can very much expect some Widowmaker here from, from him on Dorado. And Evo as well gets to play another round. Let's see if he finds success. Showing us that quad DPS at the moment, but I don't think Ons is going to be the one playing Mercy. So definitely would be some changes in as far as who's going to be running what if they do decide to go forward with the quad DPS. Got to talk to Kaiser outside in between the matches, and he says that it's becoming very popular in scrims and everything like that. A lot of teams are really focusing on how they can run quad DPS these days.
Yeah, it's really an interesting idea. It's an interesting concept. If it gets really tuned, I think, from a lot of these teams, it can be very viable. We're going to rather instead see the Hanzo bar that we saw in Hollywood from them. Bianca staying a bit too long, feeding a lot of ult charge here. Yeah, getting tagged up there. 40% nearly here for Ons, who is as good of a Hanzo player as he is Widowmaker. A lot of the early part of this map functions similar to Rialto, so one of Hanzo's best maps to get a big Dragon Strike on, if you can build that up. Oh, great join here onto the cart. MVP Space just pushing BlossoM back.
moment have yet to really hard commit for anything. Just been tiptoeing back and forth here, both squads. Dragon Strike, however, could be the go button for BlossoM as they nearly have this one online.
Yeah, and also Yaki hasn't been able to do any damage really here, so this is a great opportunity for them to just shove through.
Dragon Strike gonna get dropped here. Sends everyone down, gets a little bit of damage on the Bianca, but not gonna be leading to any kills yet. Illicit pushed on. Bianca goes up into his face with the defense matrix ready to go. Barrage gonna be set. He tries to sneak his way in around the back. They're keeping tabs on him. Bianca especially going to be ready for this barrage you would expect unless they can get a break on that mech. Drops it down, defense matrix in from behind, and they cannot get the kill on the Fuse. So very close. But On's illicit Dotori all will be going down.
And this is so painful because they were so close to pushing this through the choke here, the archway.
And now they're going to swap.
They have to, but you know, they were so close to using this strat to basically cheat through this very first archway. Then they could make a really strong case to control the spawns of MVP space, stop that grab from coming through, but now they're just fighting against basically their worst, the same comp with worse ults.
Yep.
So it's a huge turnaround here for MVP space.
Kill Fuse if you use that nano boost, but here we go, the dive coming in. Transcendence going to be out from Undyne. Everybody topped up as they drop into the pit here. Going up against BlossoM. No one's going to be losing anyone on either side yet. Sound barrier now going to be out from Fuse. Ult support ultimate's going to be used here in this fight. Swoon taken down. Yaki going to be traded out. Now Dotori and Mineral both go down, which means that MVP space have won the battle. We'll be able to maintain control of this cart. BlossoM lose that much more time.
Yeah, they build a lot of ult charge from this for Ons, but when you're the attacking team, I mean, at least he gets through this choke. That's the beginning start, right? Okay, the support ultimates are really the more important thing. Space gonna have a delayed commitment to this fight.
They're very far back here. Bianca's ready with the bomb.
They want to
rally
down
from Tuba. There's that one down yet. Transcendence going to be available. Bomb gets two. The biggest one of the night, I think. Swoon and Hans both taken down. Bianca makes his way back into the back, and Mineral just going to get staggered here as Evo comes up with that nice smack to the nose.
BlossoM has all the cards now, though, you know, except Sia. That's actually the scariest part, but they'll have time for the reset. He can jump off or, you know, be killed here, as the case may be, very likely. She goes into spawn here. This ult is not that important, so that's okay. But they have the Grav. They have no support ultimates against them. The card is already pushed past the choke. This is a really good opportunity for them to take a great fight, but look at MVP Space's positioning on the high ground. They're going to flank him.
Armoria's going to be coming down, not going to find any on this Grav. Bianca cannot deny that one away, but we saw from Sia a little bit ago. Still, though, Cart needs to start advancing. Evo going to be dropped. Bianca out of the mech. Good look here for BlossoM to get over the line here and get into point A. MVP space. Can they string another miraculous defense together? It's looking like the answer should be no, as Yaki gets taken down and Bianca is melted out of the mech yet again by Ons here, who is just sitting at 90+ energy. Team Wipe comes through. They will go ahead and get this completion, bump their time bank up by 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, this is the fight that they, if you don't take this fight, then you don't deserve A, right? I mean, they had every advantage in the book in terms of ults there, and MVP Space didn't have that control of the choke anymore. And they also, in that, because MVP Space fought tooth and nail to try to prevent that completion even after the fight was lost, they continue to have an ult advantage here. So BlossoM could really turn this map around now.
Well, they drop down, they spawn out BlossoM here. Ons nearly with the grab online. Bianca taking a lot of damage here. Transcendence will top him back up as that graviton surge comes through. Bomb going to be invested from Sia, looking for some picks. Manages to get Yaki. Bomb into the back from Bianca. This time not going to come up with anything. Just a bit short on that one. A little bit of an overextension on the toss. Sound barriers up for Dotori. They have the Transcendence as well. They want to chain these together, but I don't think it's going to be necessary because Ons comes up with a double, gets rid of the supports, and MVP Space will be held back as they try to regain control of the card.
Now, MVP Space, I think, really needs to try to grab onto this high ground as quickly as possible. I just don't even think they can get it. BlossoM is in a really nice spot right now. Ons is just saying, show your faces, I'd like to get some free ult charge. MVP Space can either try to grab this high ground or just take a fight at the top of this ramp. Either way, BlossoM is going to love it. They have the counter to Yaki's grab as well, especially out in the open. It's super easy.
Push forward here, right around the corner, building up that energy again. Now Yaki going to get taken down. No chance to use the graviton surge. This might just result in a push straight in on the B here.
I think it will.
Bianca getting tagged up again. The only fortunate thing really is for MVP is that Ons had that fight almost entirely at 50 energy. Now he's starting to climb here as he goes up above 70.
Yeah, exactly. You're exactly right. And they're giving him that charge. Now he's just going to toss it in.
Transcendence in. Graviton's there. Will expire. And that is going to be the kills coming through. BlossoM just steamrolling their way fight after fight here. MVP Space just cannot hold a candle to them right now.
MVP Space really needs to regroup and think about what their next plan of action is here, because they're just trying to take every fight, and they've constantly given better ult economy over to BlossoM here. Blossom's chasing them back to spawn because they have so many ult advantages. MVP can't flip a fight, and now Ons is going to build another grab here halfway there. So MVP Space needs to stop, respawn, and come up with a plan here to try to threaten the supports in the back line or take a fight that they are going to lose but trade up on ultimates. Because if they just keep feeding both the fights and the ult charge over to BlossoM, this cart keeps rolling.
2 ultimates here, nearly 3 online for MVP. The fight coming out again. Yaki holding on to the Graviton surge, looking for an opportunity. Slams it down here onto the corner. The bomb's going to be coming out from both of these teams. Sia comes up with a triple, but Bianca answers back with a quad. He says, oh, that's cute. Now take a look at mine. Shuts them down, and MVP Space finally win a fight.
They finally do, and that's off the back of chaos there, and good game sense from Bianca, knowing that opportunity was going to be there. And BlossoM just did not respect it. Very well done. It's not over yet, though. The biggest thing is that MVP Space, after this fight, after that trade-up, doesn't have to use support ultimates. They can have that here for this next grab from Ons.
Push forward, MVP back on the offensive here again. Primal Rage going to be available. Mineral popping his. Evo holding for the moment. Gets locked up. Can't use it. Alyssa comes in from behind. Takes him down. And just like that, BlossoM regained control. Undyne and Tuba both going to be eliminated. Mineral pushing forward. Zapping away. Gets the kill there onto Yaki. MVP Space going to be swept under the rug. The cart will advance again. 20 seconds remaining. MVP. Can they orchestrate a hold? Can they deny completion away from BlossoM?
It's going to be all about Evo here. I think he's going to have to create that disruption during the rally here. Rally starts now. Evo's got to be on the card. He's bubbled. Barrier to counter that damage. He hasn't used his primal.
Jumps his way into the back. Sound barrier is going to be out from both sides. BlossoM's now going to be expiring. Illicit, the first one to fall. Self-destruct available from Sia. Bianca's nearly there. Will we see another explosive finish here to the fight? Primal Rage in the back is going to be gaining Ons away. Bomb comes out from Bianca. No picks to be found. Sia dropping his own, trying to make it back into the mech. Will be able to do so just behind the cart. Undyne comes up with the kill. Mineral to Tori. Now Swoon going to be going down. No supports available. Illicit really the only one that can offer up any sort of healing. But everybody else is dying. Sia's taken out of the mech. Transcendence as they push forward. They will be able to hold this off. MVP Space barely stabilizing at the end of Dorado.
Yeah, really nice plays on the side of BlossoM, though. I mean, how crazy is it that they were able to get that push going and maintain their advantages? A lot of that came down to MVP Space kind of flailing around, not regrouping, and not coming back as a 6-man stack with a plan. But even still, they did not miss a beat until that self-destruct. And had that not actually worked as well as Bianca was hoping, that probably would have been full completion there with about 20 to 30 seconds time bank. As it is, you know, MVP Space could certainly close us out with that 4-0, take first place at the end of week 2 for Group A. But that was not the coordination we had seen from them for the first 3 maps. There was definitely a little bit of a shock factor, and it's kind of been a trend in week 2 here, and even a little bit in week 1, where these game 4s are throwing off the teams that had a dominant first 3 games, and then suddenly the underdog comes in and has a great game, and it's almost as if the team that's already won the series forgets how to play for a moment. I mean, I'm being facetious a little bit here, but
they just never practiced escort, I guess.
It ends up being this funny moment where, like, MVP Space is starting to panic, because when you always win and you're always crushing, when you start to lose for the first time, it can be a very, very jarring thing, as Element Mystic fans from Season 1 will tell you.
Yeah.
On the... it's always sad to bring that up, but on the attack here, we're going to see Tuba on the Genji again. So they're really liking this dive, 2-2-2, runaway dive style.
Back in for it. Not going to have an Ana for the Nano Blade.
I think they're running it because they're expecting Widow, a Junkrat, because it is Ons.
Yeah, it makes sense at this point. But okay, Tuba is going to be retreating, so it seems like they will change things up. What's it going to be? And it's going to be back to 3-3.
It's because Swoon teched in. They like teched this Brigitte pick in as the answer to their composition. It's super meta right now. But yeah, I like MVP Space just not hesitating on the swap.
Yeah, good to see. As soon as they spot out Swoon, makes a lot of sense here. On's just going to be postured up into the back, sitting on top of the gateway here. Taking some pot shots, trying to find somebody. Thanks up Yaki for the moment, but...
So Brigitte's even the counter to Widow now, what the hell?
Well, Tuba going to get taken down. I mean, she can walk at her with a shield, but she's not going to be able to get on top of Ons here.
Halt not going to hit anybody. The cool thing about this style, I've seen O2 run as well, is that it really prevents the grab build. Like Yaki can't do anything against this. As if he walks forward, he's just painting a target on himself. Watch where he's moving. He's like, where can I go? Can I go over here to the left side? No.
Nope.
Evo's going to try to draw the fire away so he can come in there, but he just really can't. Honestly, I think even though there's Brigitte here, I might have kind of liked their other comp better for this.
Well, push forward. Nice tag. Yaki can drop below half HP. Another headshot there. Bianca's mech takes a bit of damage. The cart going to be pushing up now.
Now's his chance. Now that Ons doesn't have line of sight, he has to commit to the fight now.
Yep. Trying to hold that corner. Yaki will find illicit. Evo, however, going to get taken down. No main tank available. Pop back up over the top. Tries to get that shot there on the fuse. Unable to find it. Bianca now the one who has to push up to deny Ons this line of sight. We a push forward. Transcendent's going to be escorting them. Yaki right-clicking his way to success. Comes up with a kill there on the Tori. Closer and closer to this grab. 2 kills now for him. Looking for a little bit more. Will get burned down by Sia in the end. Bomb going up. Sia going to zone them back. Mineral postured up on the cart. Below half HP on this Orisa. Tire coming through. Pops a little bit too early. Will not get the kill.
All it took was some really nice dive from Evo, and then they could regain control of this. Yaki could force the tanks back. They had the cart pushed up enough. So the Winston, you know, it used to be you don't have Winston in this, but now teams have figured out how to run Winston though, so you have the kind of answer to the Widow in that, as long as you play it well. And Evo's one of the better Winstons in Korea, right? So well done. BlossoM, unfortunately, now forced to swap, and then forced to, as a result, have burst ult charge in the mirror matchup. But that's what you got to do. You're not going to make the Widow work here on B.
Gonna push forward here. MVP just going to be pulling up onto the ledge. Their way across to get that high ground control so they can jump down. Evo pushing forward here. Zapping away. Graviton Surge comes out from Yaki, but it's not going to be able to find anything. Everybody out of range of that.
And suddenly the ult advantage fades away.
Yep. Throw that self-destruct, not going to find any picks here. Tuba going to be swinging away. Does manage to come with the kill there on the Swoon. Illicit will be taken down as well. So MVP, despite the botch on the Zarya ult, will still find success in the fight and can keep advancing the cart. Get a lot of distance here, as they're already halfway to B.
The Zarya ult at least put everyone in that room, and then Evo and
forced them to like wrap around the back and come through the main entrance.
Exactly, and that's when Evo and Tuba were like, you know, we both got AoE attacks to left click here. They're all in a room. What if I healed you and you just did AoE? Yaki doesn't build any ult charge because he went down, but gonna jump off the high ground here.
Yeah, dive in coming through. Transcendence to escort them. Illicit the first one to fall. Looking for a little bit more. They will get a lockdown there on Onsu. Yeah, barely does get taken down. Look like maybe he was going to be able to escape. Primal Rage comes out from Evo, takes out Sia. Mineral going to drop. And that is going to be just about 4 minutes on the clock here for MVP.
The money
Primal. To get the finish on this fight. The money Primal, that was Hanmura. That was that knockout, but this was pretty darn close.
I mean, he was at single-digit hit points when he pressed that, and he also knew like that this was going to be the moment to commit to the fight too. He had trust in his teammates. Now he's going to have this flanking power to maybe perhaps force a Transcendence out of Swoon early. That would be what he wants ideally. They don't know where he is right now.
Moving away, push up the back. Awesome. Over onto the cart, looking to take control. Sound barrier going to be out. Fuse popping that one first. Undyne, nearly with the Transcendence. Swoon going to be using his own here.
Grab heat. Oh, I thought he used it there. Never mind.
No, they're still just going to be holding it here for the moment. Hasn't used it yet, but could get eaten again if he's not careful. Pushing forward, high energy. Hoping to escort them forward once they get the kill here. Ono Illicit trying to weave those shots in behind the shield. He is unable to do so. Barely escapes with his life. Kites his way back. Grab will be coming down. Locks him up. The bomb's good. Bianca finds a double.
Yeah, thought he used it a second before, but he just right-clicked there. But anyway, that's the big ultimate. That was the scariest part for contesting here on the point itself. There's no way to stop them from getting out of spawn, so BlossoM has really good tools to buy another push of time here, especially if they can just pop Evo up.
Evo instantly going to get taken down. Swoon on the trade, so support for a tank. MVP. 2:20 remaining on the clock to try to get this one over the finish line. On's going to get taken down. Rally going to be coming up from Melissa, trying to stay alive. He's getting tagged up and will fall, so that rally not going to be that effective. Bianca uses the self-destruct. Garcia rather uses the self-destruct, doesn't find a pick-off.
Looks like that's
it.
it.
Retreat around the back, comes back through. Over Harmony trying to top him up. Uses the Transcendence here. They make their way back over onto the cart. On's going to be swapping over onto the Hammond. And Illicit is here on the Doomfist, but they need to get some kills. They need to take some names right now, and it's just not going their way. On's going to get stomped out, and that should about be it as the Torii falls. Mineral, the only one left alive. The Primal Rage here from Evo is pushing them back. And MVP Space will be able to close this out. They get the finish here on Dorado, and they take the series with a 4-0.
And they will take first place in Group A at the end of Week 2 with the 8-0 standings over Runaways +6. Very well played by the squad that has spent so long waiting to be this dominant. And on the other side of things for BlossoM, it was a really good showing tonight. Flexing back over their strengths, putting Ons on the Widow, showing strategic depth, using Lip as kind of like their main anchor to the squad, not just the sub who never played because Ons was the only way. He played the McCree, and he played it well.
Yeah.
Very impressive stuff out of BlossoM. It's not enough to take a single map here, but it is refreshing to see for a squad that has been so one-track minded for 2 seasons now to really show a multitude of depth that even threw MVP Space for a whirl there on several of those maps.
Well, like you're saying, it's a very positive step forward for BlossoM. And you know, if you're a BlossoM fan watching from home or one of the several ones here in the audience, you can have a little bit more faith compared to that first series where things looked like everything was going to be on fire for the rest of the season. They do bounce back. They make this series competitive at every twist and turn. There wasn't really that much of a stop. Hollywood, I guess, was the closest thing that we had. They couldn't make it to B. But otherwise, like Hanamura couldn't get the double cap. They make it about 64% on B. Dorado, they almost make it to the end. They take it to 3 rounds on Busan. So BlossoM does look very improved here. You know, seems like they're experimenting with a couple different comp styles. They're able to run the Widow Junkrat to some mild success, as well as shut down some of the crazier, you know, comps that we're seeing other teams starting to run.
Yeah, I mean, quad DPS, we're seeing Tracer Genji as kind of a counter to the Widow defenses. We're seeing some Junkrat Widow return to play. This week we saw way more depth, I'd say, than last week.
Yeah.
And we finally saw at the end, you know, here on Monday of this week of, you know, Korea Contenders, a little more success with that. Whereas, you know, the past 5 days, we did not. You know, we saw a lot of attempts, but a lot of failures.
It's very much do 3-3 or you
or
lose
die,
for
yeah.
the most part. Or at least
3-3 or die, man.
Like